Becoming wealthy is not as straightforward as it appears, and many people overlook this fact. While some people become millionaires through inheritance or lottery winnings, a 2022 survey found that 88% of millionaires are self-made. In other words, the bulk of wealthy people have earned financial success through their own hard work rather than inheritance. This means that a large proportion of those who become wealthy are dedicated and hardworking. However, their achievement is not simply due to hard labor. There are other considerations at play. Many millionaires do not openly mention the use of covert psychological tactics to boost their incomes and savings. In today's video, I'll provide 5 psychological tactics that can help you achieve wealth. Welcome to Cashflow Canvas, where we teach lessons about investment and money-saving techniques. If you want to make your financial future better, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for the latest updates. First and foremost, do not trust yourself. The rich recognize something that the poor sometimes overlook. No one is flawless. Wealthy people tend to be more self-aware than those who are less well off. This understanding motivates people to implement tactics that reduce their proclivity for self-sabotage. One of the strategies they use is automatic deductions. While producing income is not difficult for the wealthy, the problem is converting that income into significant net worth through savings. Even the most responsible people struggle to resist spending when presented with tempting chances. To address this issue, the wealthy prefer to automate their saving process. If you're not familiar with automatic deductions, this is how they work. Every time you receive a paycheck, a percentage of your earnings are withheld from entering your primary bank account. Typically, this money is transferred to a separate savings account. Many wealthy folks go a step farther and restrict access to their savings accounts. This ensures that the assigned funds cannot be spent under any circumstances, ensuring the long-term growth of their savings. Number 2, making tiny decisions. Wealthy folks understand the huge financial impact that tiny decisions may have when compounded over time. Even saving a small bit of money can have surprising, powerful, and motivating impacts on a person. To illustrate, consider saving $5 every day at a 10% compound interest rate. After a year, this may not appear to be a significant amount, but it results in a savings of $1,875. However, if this practice is continued for 40 years, the eventual result will be $948,611, which is a significant amount of money. Aside from creating a strong financial safety net through the cumulative effect of these tiny but good choices, the act of daily commitment to saving gives the affluent a sense of control over their finances that many people lack. Many areas of life are beyond one's control, such as the economy or the job market, which can quickly lead to disappointment when things aren't going well. To avoid feeling defeated, allow yourself the opportunity to make decisions about things over which you have control. Choosing to save money is one little decision that gives people control over their finances. The power of this psychological method is not limited to saving $5 or devoting an extra $25 to debt repayment. Instead, its strength stems from the fact that people are actively making decisions to exercise control over their financial situations. Number 3, don't rush into huge purchases. Did you know that sleep not only relieves stress, enhances memory, and promotes mood, but it can also help you make better financial decisions? Many people ignore this fact, but sleep may be an effective strategy for saving money. For starters, lack of sleep impairs your decision-making ability, increasing the likelihood of making riskier financial decisions. That car you wouldn't normally contemplate purchasing may end up sitting in your driveway because your judgment was compromised. Second, obtaining enough sleep gives you time to properly consider major expenditures. Sleeping on important expenses allows your unconscious mind to process and understand the necessary facts while you dream. It's as if your brain is working behind the scenes to assist you make better financial decisions. Let's move on to another psychological ploy utilized by successful people to create wealth: spending solely cash. You may have seen someone pay for a luxury dinner or an expensive item with a wad of cash and assumed it was a display of affluence. However, there is a planned explanation for this behavior. When we spend money, whether on groceries or a new phone, we become more conscious of the financial consequences of our decisions. Physically handing up money and seeing the empty wallet develops a sense of financial awareness. On the other hand, when using a credit or debit card, the possibility for spending appears practically infinite, and we tend to ignore the monetary implications. This process is referred to as coupling among researchers. Paying with cash immediately displays the cost of an item, which might be a little uncomfortable. However, with credit card payments, there is a time lag between the purchase and the payment, making the expense appear less important. To put it in context, an MIT research done in 2001 examined spending behavior while using cash versus credit cards. According to the findings, buyers spend up to 100% more when they pay with a credit card rather than cash. So, if you want to keep your spending under check and take advantage of this psychological trick, consider tearing up your credit cards and carrying extra cash. It can help you keep track of your costs and make better informed financial decisions. Number 4, consider your future wealthy self. Aside from cash, what do great sportsmen, famous actors, and successful businesses have in common? Their use of vision is the common thread that connects them all. Almost every accomplished person would underline the need of envisioning oneself attaining goals before they can be achieved in reality. Unfortunately, some people struggle to see beyond their current situation. Take the example of spending $5 on a Starbucks coffee. For millions of people, this seems like a minor price, and they gladly part with their change to satiate their caffeine addiction. However, for individuals who aspire to be affluent, that same $5 is more significant. A wealthy individual faced with the decision of spending $5 on a premium coffee would most likely contemplate the long-term repercussions of that purchase. They understand that $5 today can increase to $100 by the time they retire. If you think about the purchase in this way, you might reconsider, right? What distinguishes the rich from the poor is their ongoing habit of assessing the future cost of their spending decisions and determining if those choices are consistent with their desired prosperous lifestyle. It's worth noting that this visualization technique is not a recent discovery. Napoleon Hill's ageless classic, Think and Grow Rich, released in 1937, provides a step-by-step strategy that blends imagination and action. Millions of people have successfully used this strategy. According to Hill's book, the first stage is to focus your attention on the exact amount of money you want and set a specific deadline for achieving it. Jim Carrey famously used this tactic in 1990 when he wrote himself a symbolic check for $10 million, post-dated for 1995, to compensate for his acting services. He gave himself 5 years to become one of Hollywood's most accomplished performers, and he eventually paid the check he wrote to himself half a decade ago. Aside from picturing the desired level of income, Hill suggests defining what you intend to contribute in exchange for the money you seek. After making these declarations, Hill recommends closing your eyes and immersing yourself in the feeling of living the wealthy lifestyle every day until it becomes reality. This strategy is thought to train our unconscious mind to seek solutions to financial problems and to better perceive resources, people, and events that will help us achieve our objectives. Number 5, calculate the cost in hours. The wealthy use psychological techniques to increase their wealth, such as turning the cost of items into work hours. Here's an example. If you make $20 per hour at your job, that new $100 t-shirt equals 5 hours of work. Unlike the less affluent, the wealthy frequently doubt whether the item they are purchasing is genuinely worth the time it took to earn the money for it. Is the t-shirt truly worth 5 hours of your hard work? When you begin to see your purchases through this lens, it has a significant impact on how you perceive the worth of your money and time. Interestingly, this perspective may be used to examine how you use your free time as well as when making a purchase. As we conclude, I'd like to thank you for watching. I hope you found value in this video and learned something new, and I look forward to seeing you in our future videos. I would deeply value it if you could like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support will help us to create more valuable content, and we can work together to secure your financial future. What are the key takeaways from this video that you can share in the comment section?